A case of identity. My friend, said Sherlock Holmes. We sat near the fire at his home on Baker Street. Life is stranger than stories. People cannot make stories like real life. If we could fly and look into houses, we would see many strange things. We would see plans, mistakes, and many events. These things are stranger than stories. Stories become boring. I don't think so, I said. Stories in newspapers are simple and bad. Police reports show everything, but they are not interesting or beautiful. You need to choose the right things in a story, said Holmes. Police reports do not do this. They talk about the judge, but the small things are the most important. Normal life is not always normal. I smiled and moved my head. I know you think this, I said. You help many people in many places. You see many strange things. But look here. I picked up a newspaper. Let's test it. The first story says, a husband is cruel to his wife. I know the story. There is always another woman, or drink, or fight. There is always a hurt and a kind sister. This is not a good story. Your story is a bad choice, said Holmes. He took the paper and looked at it. This is the Dundas case. I worked on it. The man did not drink. There was no other woman. He took out his false teeth after every meal and threw them at his wife. That is strange. No writer can make a story like this. Take some snuff, doctor. You must say I win this time. He gave me a small gold snuff box. It had a big purple stone on it. It looked rich. His life was simple, so I talked about it. Ah, he said, I did not see you for some weeks. This is a gift from the King of Bohemia. I helped him with the Irene Adler case. And the ring? I asked. He had a big shiny ring. It is from the royal family in Holland, he said. I helped them, but I cannot tell you. It is a secret. But you have written about some of my other cases. Do you have a case now? I asked. Yes, 10 or 12, but they are not interesting. They are big, but not fun. I think small things are better. In small things, I can look and think fast. Big crimes are easy. Big crimes have big reasons. There is one hard case from Marseilles, but the others are not special. Maybe I will get something better soon. I think a new client is here. I stood up and looked out the window. I looked too. A big woman stood outside. She had a big fur scarf and a red feather in her hat. Her hat sat on one side of her head. She looked up at our window. Her body moved back and forth. She touched her glove buttons. Then she moved fast and crossed the road. We heard the bell ring. I know this, said Holmes. He threw his cigarette into the fire. When someone moves like that, it means love. She wants help, but the problem is hard to say. We can tell what the kind of problem. When a woman is very hurt, she does not move like that. She just pulls the bell hard. This woman is sad or confused, not angry. But now she's here. We will soon know the story. As he talked, someone knocked on the door. A boy came in and said, Miss Mary Sutherland is here. The lady came in behind him. She was big. Sherlock Holmes stood up and smiled. He closed the door and gave her a chair. He looked at her very carefully. He said, With your eyes, is it hard to write with the machine? At first, yes, she said, but now I know the keys. Then she looked at him with big eyes. She was afraid and surprised. You know about me, Mr. Holmes? How do you know that? Holmes laughed. It is my job to know things. I see what other people do not see. That is why you came to me. I came because Mrs. Etheridge told me about you. You helped her husband. The police could not help. I hope you can help me too. I'm not rich, but I have 100 a year. I also get money from typing. I will give it all to find Mr. Hosmer Angel. Why did you come so fast? Holmes asked. He put his fingers together and looked up. Miss Sutherland looked a little lost. Yes, I ran from the house, she said. I was angry. Mr. Winterbank, he's my stepfather, did not care. He said we should not go to the police. He said we should not come to you. He said there was no problem. That made me mad. So I put on my things and came to you. Your father? Asked Holmes. But the name is not the same. He's your stepfather. Yes, my stepfather. I say father, but it is strange. He's only 5 years older than me. And your mother? Oh, yes, she is alive and well. I was not happy when she married again. My real father died. She married a man 15 years younger. My father had a shop. He fixed pipes. My mother worked there with Mr. Hardy. Then Mr. Windibank came. He told her to sell the shop. He sold it for £4,700, but that was not a good price. My father could get more. I thought Holmes would be bored, but he listened very closely. Your own money, he asked. Did it come from the shop? No, my Uncle Ned gave it to me. He lived in Auckland. It is in New Zealand stock. I get 4.5% a year. It is £2,500. But I only get the interest. You get a lot, said Holmes. You have £100 a year, and you type too. You must travel and have fun. A woman can live well on £60. I do not need so much, but I live with my mother and stepfather. I don't want to be a problem for them, so they use the money. My stepfather gets the money and gives it to my mother. I live on the money I get from typing. I get 2 pence for 1 page. I can do 15 or 20 pages a day. He told me everything well, Holmes said. This is my friend, Dr. Watson. You can speak to him like to me. Now, tell us about Mr. Hosmer Angel. Miss Sutherland's face turned red. She touched her coat. I met him at a party. It was for people who fix gas. My father got tickets before. They still sent tickets after he died. Mr. Windibank did not want us to go. He never wanted us to go anywhere. He got angry when I wanted to go to a small school party, but I wanted to go to the gas party. He said the people were not good, but they were my father's friends. He said I had no good clothes, but I had a purple dress in my drawer. In the end, he went to France for work. Mother and I went to the party with Mr. Hardy, and there I met Mr. Hosmer Angel. I think, said Holmes, when Mr. Windibank came back, he was not happy you went to the party. Oh, he was fine. He laughed and said you cannot stop a woman. She will do what she wants. I see. So you met Mr. Hosmer Angel at the gas party? Yes, sir, I met him there. The next day he came to see if we got home safe. Then we met 2 times for walks. But then father came home, and Mr. Hosmer Angel could not come again. No? Father didn't like it. He didn't want visitors. He said a woman should be happy with her family. But I told mother I want my own life. I don't have that yet. What about Mr. Angel? Did he try to see you? Well, father was going to France in a week. Hosmer wrote and said we should wait. He said we could write. He wrote to me every day. I got the letters in the morning, so father didn't know. Were you engaged then? Yes, Mr. Holmes. We were engaged after our first walk. He was a cashier at an office on Leadenhall Street. What office? That is the bad part, Mr. Holmes. I don't know. Where did he live? He slept at the office. You don't know his address? No, only that it was on Leadenhall Street. Where did you send letters? To the post office on Leadenhall Street. He said if they went to the office, the other man would laugh. I said I could type the letters like him, but he said no. He liked that I wrote them myself. That shows he loved me, Mr. Holmes. Yes, said Holmes. Small things are very important. Do you remember anything else? He was shy. He liked to walk at night. He did not like many people to see him. He was kind. He had a soft voice. He said his throat was weak from being sick when young. His voice was low. He dressed nice, simple. His eyes were weak like mine. He wore glasses. What happened when your stepfather went to France? Mr. Angel came again. He said we should marry before father came back. He was very serious. He made me swear with my hand on a holy book that I would always love him. Mother said it was good. She liked him a lot more than I did. They said to marry soon. They asked about father. They said, don't worry, tell him after. Mother said she would talk to him. I didn't like that. It felt wrong, But father is only a few years older than me. Still, I didn't want to hide things. I wrote to father in Bordeaux, but the letter came back on the wedding day. He missed the letter? Yes, he came back to England before it got there. Oh, bad timing. The wedding was Friday. Was it in a church? Yes, at St. Saviour's, near King's Cross. After, we would have breakfast at a hotel. Hosmer came in a cab. There were two of us, so he put us in the cab and got in another. We got to the church first. We waited. His cab came, but he did not come out. The driver got down and looked. There was no one in the cab. He said he saw him get in. That was last Friday, Mr. Holmes. I have not seen him since. That is very bad, said Holmes. Oh, no, sir. He was so kind. That morning he said I must always love him, even if something bad happened. He said he would come back. It was strange talk, but now I think it meant something. Yes, it does. So you think something bad happened to him? Yes, sir. I think he saw trouble coming, and then it really came. But you don't know what it was. No, I don't. One more question. What did your mother say? She was angry. She said, never speak of it again. And your father? Did you tell him? Yes, she said. And he also thought something bad happened. He said, why would someone bring me to the church and then leave me there? If he took my money or if he married me and got my money, maybe that makes sense. But Hosmer never wanted my money. He was proud. But what happened? Why can't you write to me? I don't know. It makes me very sad. I can't sleep. She took out a handkerchief and cried into it. I will look into this case, said Holmes. He stood up. I think we will find the answer. Let me do the work. You must stop thinking about it. Try to forget Mr. Hosmer Angel. Forget him like he's gone from your life. So you think I will not see him again? I don't think so. Then what happened to him? You must let me find that out. I need a good description of him and any letters he sent. I put an ad in last Saturday's Chronicle, she said. And here is the ad. And here are 4 letters from him. Thank you. What's your address? Number 31 Lion Place, Camberwell. You never had Mr. Angel's address. Where does your father work? He works for Westhouse and Marbank. They sell wine. Their office is on Fenchurch Street. Thank you. You told your story very well. Leave the papers here. Please, follow my advice. Close this story. Do not let it hurt your life. You are kind, Mr. Holmes, but I cannot forget him. I will wait for Hosmer. When he comes back, I will be here. Even with her strange hat and simple face, her words were strong. We had to respect her. She left her papers on the table and went away. She said she would come again if Holmes called her. Holmes sat for some minutes and said nothing. His fingers touched, his legs were straight, and he looked at the ceiling. Then he took his old pipe. He lit it and sat back. His face looked very calm. She's an interesting woman, he said. She's more interesting than her problem. The problem is simple. You can find the same story in Andover in 1877 and also in The Hague last year. Still, some parts were new, but the woman was the best part. You saw more than I did, I said. Not more, just what you did not see, Watson. You do not know where to look. You miss the small things. You must see the sleeves, the nails, or even a shoelace. What did you see in that woman's look? Tell me. Well, her hat was grey, big, and had a red feather. Her jacket was black with black beads. It had small black decorations. Her dress was brown, a little darker than coffee. At the neck and sleeves it had purple plush. Her gloves were grey and had a hole in the right finger. I didn't see her boots. She wore small gold earrings. She looked like a woman with some money, but not fancy. Holmes smiled and clapped his hands. Well done, Watson. You are learning. You miss the important things, but your way is right. You see colors fast, but don't trust the full picture. Look at the small parts. You always look at a woman's sleeve first. For men, I look at the knee of the trousers. She had plush on her sleeves. That shows marks very well. I saw 2 lines on her sleeve from typing at the table. A sewing machine makes lines too, but only on one side. Typing shows on both sleeves. Then I looked at her face. I saw 2 marks on her nose from glasses. So I said something about short sight and typing. She was surprised. I was surprised too, I said. But it was easy to see, said Holmes. I looked down and saw her boots. They looked the same, but they were not. One had a design on the toe, the other was plain. One boot had only the bottom 2 buttons closed. The other had the first, third, and fifth buttons. When a young lady dresses well but wears wrong boots and half boots them, it means she left the house in a hurry. What else? I asked. I was always excited by Holmes's smart thinking. I also saw that she wrote a note after she got dressed. You saw her right glove had a hole in the finger, but did you see the purple ink on the glove and her finger? She wrote quickly and pushed the pen in too deep. This must have been today, or the mark would be gone. All this is simple, but now we must work. Watson, can you read the ad about Mr. Hosmer Angel? I held the small paper to the light. It said, missing on the morning of the 14th a man named Hosmer Angel. Height 5'7", strong build, pale face, black hair, a little bald on top, thick black side whiskers and mustache, wears tinted glasses, speaks softly, wore black coat with silk on it, black vest, gold chain, grey trousers, and brown covers over boots. Works in an office on Lenderhall Street. Anyone who can help, etc. That's enough, said Holmes. He looked at the letters. These are simple letters. Nothing in them helps us know who Mr. Angel is. He says one quote from Balzac, but there is something very strange. You will see it too. They are typed, I said. Yes, and look at the name at the bottom. Hosmer Angel is typed too. There is a date, but no full address. It only says Leadenhall Street. That is very general. The typed name is important. It gives us a big clue. What clue? My friend, do you not see it? The name is typed. That tells us something important. I don't understand, unless he wanted to say later it was not his real name. No, not that. But I will write 2 letters now. One goes to a company. The other goes to Miss Sutherland's stepfather, Mr. Windibank. I will ask him to come here at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. It is good to speak to the men in the family. Now, Watson, we wait. We can't do more until we get the answers. I had seen many times how smart and fast Holmes could be. I knew he had good reason to act so calm about this strange case. He failed only once, in the case of the King of Bohemia and the photo of Irene Adler. But I remembered the sign of war and the strange case of the study in scarlet. Holmes could always find the answer, no matter how hard the puzzle was. I left him smoking his black pipe. I was sure that when I came back the next evening he would know who the missing man really was. I had a serious case that day. I had to help a sick person and stayed with them all day. I was only free just before 6 o'clock. I quickly got into a hansom cab and went to Baker Street. I was worried I might miss the end of the case. But Holmes was alone. He was half asleep. His long body was curled in the chair. There were many bottles and glass tubes. I could smell a strong, clean chemical. It was hydrochloric acid. I saw Holmes had done chemical work all day, something he loved very much. Well, did you solve it? I asked when I came in. Yes, it was the bisulfate of baryta. No, the mystery, I said. Oh, that. I thought of the salt I worked on. There was no real mystery, but some details are interesting. The only problem is that no law can touch the bad man. Who was he? Why did he leave Miss Sutherland? Before Holmes could answer, we heard loud steps and a knock. This is her stepfather, Mr. James Windibank, said Holmes. He said he would come at 6. Come in. The man was strong, about 30 years old, clean-shaven, pale, with a calm, smoothing way and sharp grey eyes. He looked at us, put his hat down, bowed slightly, and sat in a chair. "Good evening, Mr. Windibank," said Holmes. "Is this your letter setting a meeting for 6 o'clock?" "Yes, sir. I'm sorry I'm late, but I'm not free always. I'm sorry Miss Sutherland bothered you. I think it's better to keep such family problems private. She's a quick, strong-willed girl, as you saw. She's hard to stop when she decides. I did not mind you, as you are not the police, but it is bad to make family troubles public. Also, it wastes money. How could you find this Hosmer Angel?" "On the contrary," said Holmes quietly, "I believe I will find Mr. Hosmer Angel." Mr. Windibank jumped and dropped his gloves. "I'm glad to hear that." "It's strange," said Holmes, "that a typewriter is as unique as handwriting. If they are not new, no two write exactly alike. Some letters wear more, some only on one side. In your note, Mr. Windibank, the E is often blurred, and the R tail is missing. There are 14 other marks, but those are clear. We use this machine for all letters at work, and it is a bit old," said Mr. Windibank, looking at Holmes with sharp eyes. "Now, Mr. Windibank, I will show you a very interesting case. I may write about typewriters and crimes some day. I have 4 letters that say they are from the missing man. They are all typed. Each letter has the blurred E's and missing R's, and if you look with this lens, you will see the other 14 marks too." Mr. Windibank quickly stood and took his hat. "I don't want to waste time on such strange talk, Mr. Holmes," he said. "If you catch the man, do it, and tell me." "Of course," said Holmes, locking the door. "I tell you now, I have caught him." "What? Where?" Mr. Windibank said, turning pale and looking around like a trapped rat. "Oh, no, you can't escape," said Holmes calmly. "It's very clear, Mr. Windibank. It was wrong to say I couldn't solve this simple case. Sit down and let's talk." Mr. Windibank sank into his chair, his face pale and sweating. It's not legal," he said. "I'm not afraid. But between us, Windibank, it was cruel, selfish, and heartless in a small way. Let me go over what happened. You will tell me if I am wrong." The man sat with his head down, looking crushed. Holmes put his feet on the mantelpiece corner and leaned back, speaking more to himself than to us. "The man married an older woman for her money," Holmes said. "He used the daughter's money while she lived at home. It was a lot of money for their life. Losing it would cause trouble. So he wanted to keep the money. The daughter was kind and warm. She had good looks and some money. So she would not stay single long. If she married, he would lose £100 a year. To stop this, her stepfather kept her at home. He did not let her meet people her age. But this did not work forever. She became unhappy and wanted her rights. She said she would go to a ball. What did her smart stepfather do? He made a plan. With his wife's help, he dressed up and changed his look. He wore tinted glasses, a thick mustache, and bushy whiskers. He spoke in a soft, strange voice. Because the girl had weak eyes she did not know. He became Mr. Hosmer Angel and stopped other men by loving her himself. At first it was a joke, the visitor said. They did not think she would care so much. Maybe not, Holmes said, but the young lady liked Mr. Angel a lot. She thought her stepfather was in France, so she never thought he lied. She liked the attention from the man. Her mother liked him too. Then Mr. Angel came to visit often. They met and got engaged. This kept the girl's love from others, but the lie could not last forever. The trips to France were hard to keep. The stepfather wanted to end it in a strong way. This would make a big mark on the girl's mind. She would not look for another man soon, so she promised to be true on a testament. There was talk of danger on the wedding day. Windibank wanted the girl tied to Hosmer Angel and unsure about him. She would not listen to another man for at least 10 years. He took her to the church door, then disappeared by a trick with a cab. Holmes said, That was the plan, Mr. Windibank. The visitor stood up with a cold smile. Maybe yes, maybe no, Mr. Holmes, he said. But if you're so smart, you should know you are breaking the law, not me. I did nothing wrong, but if you keep that door locked, you could be charged with illegal locking. The law can touch you, said Holmes, opening the door, but no man deserved punishment more. If the girl has a brother or friend, they should punish you. By Jove. Holmes saw the visitor's angry face and said, It is not my job, but here is a whip. I think I will use it. Holmes went to take the whip, but heard fast steps on the stairs. The door slammed, and through the window they saw Windibank running fast down the road. That man is cold and bad, said Holmes, laughing as he sat down again. He will do worse crimes and end on the gallows. The case was interesting in some ways. I don't see all your thoughts, I said. Of course, from the start it was clear Mr. Hosmer Angel had a strong reason for his strange acts, and the only man who gained was the stepfather. They were never together. One came when the other was away. The glasses and strange voice showed a disguise, and so did the whiskers. I saw the truth when the man typed his name. It showed his handwriting was well known to her. All these facts, big and small, pointed one way. How did you check all this? I asked. Once I found my man, it was easy to check. I knew the firm where he worked. I took the printed description. I took away all parts that could be from a disguise, like the whiskers, glasses, and voice. I sent it to the firm and asked if it matched any of their travellers. I had already seen the typewriter's old marks. I wrote to the man at his work address and asked him to come here. As I thought, his reply was typewritten and had the same small but clear marks. At the same time, I got a letter from Westhouse and Marbank, Fenchurch Street. They said the description matched their worker, James Windibank. That is all. And Miss Sutherland? If I tell her, she will not believe me. You know the old Persian saying, there is danger for the one who catches a tiger cub, and danger, too, for the one who takes away a woman's hope. Hafiz knew as much as Horace, and knew the world well.